Hey, college football fans, welcome back to the show. Today, we're diving into the future. Yes, way into the future. Talking about 2027 recruiting class. Yeah, I know that we're not even into 2026 yet, and we haven't even finished the 2026 cycle, but the commitments are flying off the board in the 2026 cycle. Programs already locking in their top talent from the next wave. And so we've got to jump forward, jump forward in time, time travel up to 2027, and some of the recruits there. As of August 10th to the 14th, 14 of the top 14 of the top 100 prospects in the 2027 recruiting cycle, they all have already committed, and they haven't even really started their junior seasons yet for most of them. Let's run through who's already off the board. First up, the headliner, LaDainian Guyton, number 2 overall player in the nation as an explosive edge rusher out of Benedictine Military School in Georgia. This kid's got elite bend, a great first step quickness, a motor that just doesn't stop. And right now he's committed to Texas Tech he committed back on August 7th. Big get for the Red Raiders there. Then at wide receiver, we've got Jameer Brown out of Ohio, obviously heading over to Ohio State. No surprise there. Ohio State is known for having big time wide receivers sign and keeping that wide receiver room just completely stacked. But anyways, Jameer Brown going over to Ohio State. He's the number 1 wide receiver in the 2027 recruiting class, coming off a monster season with over 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns as a sophomore. Oh, and he's a national champion in the 60-meter track. Speed, yeah, he's got just a little bit of that. So, watch out for this kid. Imagine that. I mean, Ohio State getting another big-time receiver, and especially a speedy wide receiver. Feels like we've seen this one before. At running back, we've got Penn State, who landed Keemon Spell from Pennsylvania. This guy's a dominant tackle breaker. Under the Friday night lights, he's been really impressive. But what's impressed people the most is how smooth he looks to catch passes, out of the backfield and being able to turn it upfield and do something with it. But he's got burst, he's got power, he's got hands. He's the total package, and Penn State absolutely picked up a big one there. Again, imagine that, Penn State getting a big time running back, just like Ohio State picking up big time receivers. The Nittany Lions are pretty good at picking up good running backs. The Nittany Lions also got a big commitment, literally big commitment, from Leighton Von Brandt, a nimble moving offensive tackle out of Delaware who could end up to be a 300-pounder while keeping all of that athleticism. Big time get for the Nittany Lions, getting obviously the Keemon Spell that we mentioned as their big time running back, and then of course getting a big time offensive lineman to kind of pair up back there on the offense. Down in Florida, we look over to Miami, where they locked up the corner, Kenton Dobson. He's a 6-foot plus, sub-11 speed in the 100-meter, and just natural ball skills. He finds the football. He's a good ball hawk, just really good at that position. Big-time get for Miami, getting one of the big-time guys there at corner out of Florida as well. But again, keeping that Florida talent in Florida is very big for any Florida team. And, of course, Miami being able to lock up Kenton Dobson was very big for them. Let's head back to Penn State, who's been working really hard in the 2027 cycle. They stay very busy in this cycle as they were able to grab Khalil Taylor, another wideout who says he's locked in despite schools like Notre Dame, Clemson still calling, trying to get him pulled away from Penn State. And obviously with him being a 2027 commit, that verbal commit may end up getting flipped by the time we get closer to signing day for that 2027 cycle, which is a very long time to be able to keep a commit like that. So Khalil Taylor right now off the board over to Penn State, but let's see if Notre Dame, Clemson, or even another team might be able to pull him away from the Nittany Lions. Oregon got Keyshawn Bowman out of Tennessee, a player whose decision came after what he calls kind of a sign from God in his recruiting process. He feels like this was just the right move for him. He chose, he chose to go all the way from coast to coast, all the way over to Oregon. He likes what Oregon has to offer. He thinks he can be a big time player there and possibly even getting some early play time there in Oregon. So Keyshawn Bowman out of Tennessee going all the way up to Oregon, big time get for the Ducks. At quarterback, let's go to Jace Johnson, who chose Texas A&M, saying the family feel there kind of is what really sealed the deal for him. He's out of, Lowndes High School in Georgia. So, he's a big time get for Texas A&M, being able to pull him in and get his commitment very early in that 2027 cycle, kind of stacking up that quarterback room as much as they can there. Alabama got an in-state pass rusher out of Jabarius Guerra from Vigor High. He's hearing from Florida State and Auburn, but he says he's pretty solid to the Tide for obvious reasons. The Tide is a brand that is pretty hard to pull away from, but it's not going to keep teams from trying to pull him away from Alabama. Jabarius Guerra is a big time get. And that pass rusher is a guy that is probably going to be pursued after very hard by other teams as well, not just Florida State and Auburn. Ohio State going back to the Buckeye State, picking up another quarterback. Again, very good at picking up wide receivers, very good at getting their foot in the door on quarterbacks. They were able to pick up Brady Edmonds from California. California QBs are known to be the big-time QBs, the guys that you want on your roster. He says that he loves the family ties with the Buckeyes culture, and obviously he loves the wide receiver room. Who couldn't? Some other really quick ones, some top 100 names off the board so far. You got Jamarcus Pittman, a defensive lineman out of Memphis, Tennessee. He went to Ole Miss. You've got Dante Wright, a cornerback out of Long Beach, California, who went to Georgia. Again, another coast-to-coast kind of transition there. It's going to be pretty big. And, then you've also got Eli Diane, an edge out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. No surprise, staying home, going to Minnesota. Seems to be the theme with a lot of these 2027 recruits right now, is just staying home, staying close to home and going to the college close to you. And then Nebraska also getting a little active in the 2027 cycle. Of course, they've got Dylan Raiola right now, a big-time quarterback get that they've got on their roster right now. They're starting quarterback, and of course, I think they even have his younger brother secured up as well right now with a verbal commit. But then in the 2027 class, they've also got Trey Taylor, quarterback out of Lake in the Hills, Illinois. He committed, verbal commit anyways, to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Bottom line is that the 2027 class already kind of moving pretty fast. I know we're not even all the way through the 2026 class, but it's moving. It's moving pretty quick in the 2027 class. We're going to keep up with the 2027 class. And if this pace keeps up for the 2027 class, we're going to see more elite juniors commit before they've even played another down of high school football. We'll keep you posted as this list grows. But for now, remember, the future stars of college football are ready and already kind of making their choices, big time choices for their futures. But that is it for this episode. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't miss out on our next recruiting breakdown. Until next time, I'm Josh Mahler, and I'll see you on the recruiting trail.